tonight. And actually, I'm going to be reading excerpts from my book, Still Above Ground, My Badass Battle with Cancer. This is kind of it. I know it looks backwards to you probably, and it is also available on Amazon. And so the backdrop to this is that in October of 2018, I was diagnosed with stage 3 endometrial cancer. And at that time I began keeping a journal. So most of the book is mainly prose. It's not poetry per se, although I do have some poetry in there. What I'm reading tonight is actually not poetry. A lot of the entries are kind of serious given the topic, the subject matter. But my survival mechanism has always been humor. So it's always been my go-to thing is to laugh and to try to find humor in any situation. So a lot of the journal entries are also more on the humorous side. So I'm going to share 2 entries. I think I have time for that. I timed it. So the first one, I'm sharing it because it's seasonally appropriate. I wrote it shortly after Christmas. So this was after actually 2 rounds of chemotherapy, at which point, if you've ever been through this, you know you're pretty damn sick. So this was written 12/29/18. It's called Happy Holidays. Today, my body is completely lethargic and all food choices sound disgusting. But as I lay in a heap upon my bed with our trusty dog at my side, my thoughts are whirling about. They landed on the fact that there really should be Christmas carols and movies written specifically for cancer patients in the throes of chemotherapy in this oh so wonderful time of the year. Titles of more appropriate carols might be, O Chemo, O Ye Faithful, Deck the Halls with Boughs, B-O-W-E-L-S, of Folly, Up on the Rooftop, Santa Barfs, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Nausea, Oh, There's No Place Like the Bathroom for the Holidays. Some movie titles might include Home Alone, for good reason, Fatigue, actually, Nausea on 34th Street, How Chemo Stole Christmas, While You Were Sleeping, perfect title, significant plot change. I decided to change the words to a few Christmas carols so that I too could sing merrily and embrace the holiday spirit. Here is one example. Now you have to bear with me because I cannot sing, but I am going to. So this is Chemo Bell Rock. Chemo bell, chemo bell, chemo bell rock. Chemo bell swing on the oncology wing. Flowing then dripping through ivies with drugs. Now the chemo rock has begun. Chemo bell, chemo bell, chemo bell rock. Chemo bells chime in chemo bell time. Flowing then dripping in Cancer Bell Square. In the clinic there. What a bad time, yet it's the right time to live through this nightmare. Chemo bell time is a swell time to go rocking in a chemo chair. Giddy up, chemo nurse, pick up your feet. Chemo around the clock. Mix and a mingle to the chemo bell beat. That's the chemo bell, that's the chemo bell, that's the chemo bell rock. So that's that one. I didn't include them in the book, but it was very therapeutic. I just changed the words to all the Christmas carols. And when they're on the radio or whatever, I'm singing my chemo stuff and people are singing other things, and it felt pretty good. So now here's the more serious one, because cancer does give you pause to think about your life and your mortality and all that stuff. So this is one I wrote for 1919. It's called Privilege. I've always thought of myself as strong body, strong mind, strong-willed. And in fact, I was strong, similar to white privilege. However, I've gone through my whole life oblivious to the advantages I've enjoyed as a healthy, able-bodied, middle-class person who most likely is a tad smarter than the average bear. And as it happens, I'm also white. I've enjoyed all those privileges. We all know them. economic, educational, social. The fact is, I didn't earn my strength. It was handed to me. When I was first diagnosed with cancer, I took pride in how many people said to me, "You can beat this. You're one of the strongest people I know." The past couple days have proven them wrong. I am not strong. If nothing else, cancer is one of the great equalizers. With cancer, whatever privilege you had doesn't matter in the end. You are just as weak, just as vulnerable, just as mortal as the next guy. No better, no different, no stronger. And that's it for me.